Hello, I hope that you guys are doing well today. Today we're going to talk about dividing fractions, okay? And in order to divide fractions, all we need to do is to multiply by the reciprocal. And now remember, that's a word that we've talked about quite a bit. And we can do this in 3 easy steps. If we don't quite know what multiply by the reciprocal means, here's how we would break that down. So first, you would keep the first fraction just the way it is. Then you would change the division sign to a multiplication sign because we're now multiplying. And then you would find the reciprocal. And remember, the reciprocal of the second fraction. And now remember, when we talked about reciprocals, we said that if we had 2/3 as an example, we have 2/3 and we wanted to find the reciprocal of that. Remember, we would just flip it upside down. So the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Okay? Because the reciprocal is the multiplicative inverse, which just means that if we were to multiply this straight across, we would get 1 for our final answer. So we just need to know that the reciprocal is that number flipped upside down. Okay? So for example, here we had 1/3 divided by 4/5. We keep 1/3, we change division to multiplication, and we flip that second number, we find the reciprocal of it. So 4/5 turns into 5/4. And then all we simply do is multiply straight across. You can simplify if that's an option, but here no simplification is needed. So 1 times 5 is 5, 3 times 4 is 12, and that is our answer. Okay, so 3 easy steps. Keep, change, flip. We can simplify first and then multiply straight across just like we have been when we are multiplying fractions. Okay, so let's look at this one. We have 2/5 divided by 1/2. So then that would give us keep 2/5, change division to multiplication, and we flip 1/2 to 2/1. So then we would get 2 times 2 is 4. And 5 times 1 is 5. And on that one, we couldn't simplify either. And we don't need to at the end. So 4/5 is our answer. Okay? So let's look at this one here. We have 8/3. Keep it. Oops. Okay? Change division to multiplication. And then we flip 2/3, so we get 3/2. So this is multiplying by the reciprocal of 2/3. And we can simplify this one, so why don't we go ahead and simplify like we would. Remember, we use the butterfly. That's why we have those little wings drawn up there. That's what that means. So when we look 8 and 2, 2 goes into both of those. 2 goes into 8 4 times, so this becomes a 4. 2 goes into 2 1 time, so that becomes a 1. 3 and 3, same number, so we can actually just change those to 1s, which makes this multiplication super easy. Then we have 4 times 1 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1, and that gives us the answer of just 4. Okay? Now, if you don't simplify first, that's okay. So if I were to take this problem and I wanted to do it over here and not simplify first, I can simplify at the end. So if the butterfly method is confusing you for simplifying, do it this way. So we would have 8/3 times 3/2. That was our keep, change, flip. Okay, so 8 times 3 is equal to 24. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Okay, and then now we would just simplify at the end. We know that 6 goes into 24 4 times, and see, we got that same answer. The difference is just simplifying at the end, multiplying with some bigger numbers, which is fine if that's what you guys prefer. Okay, so those were just 2 examples. We're going to do, we'll do one more on here. So we have 2/9. We keep 2/9. We change our division to a multiplication, and then we can flip 1/3 now becomes 3/1 because that's the reciprocal. Okay, and we can simplify this, so let's go ahead and do that. So if we were looking at these two, 3 and 9, 3 and 9 3 goes into both of them. So 3 goes into 3 one time, that becomes a 1. 3 goes into 9 3 times, so that becomes a 3. So here we have 2 times 1 equals 2, and 3 times 1 equals 3. So 2/3 is my final answer there. I'm sorry, that's a little bit sloppy. All right, so just to kind of recap, I know that was quick, but dividing fractions, it's just keep the first number, change division to multiplication, flip the second number. You guys have probably heard of keep, change, flip, or keep, change, change. All that means is that we're multiplying by that reciprocal, okay? And we know that we can multiply, we just multiply straight across. And then we're going to have to simplify if needed, okay? And then actually, let's do this example. Let me erase it real quick. Okay, so I think this was a 3. Let me get my pen back. I think this was a 3. Maybe. We're going to make it a 3. Okay, so here we have keep our 4/5, change division to multiplication, and flip that next one. So we have 3/1. Okay, so now we have 4 times 3 is 12, and 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, and now remember, this is an improper fraction. We want to make that into a mixed number. So 5 goes into 12 2 times. Okay, and 5 times 2 is 10, so we still have 2 left over in our numerator out of 5. Okay, so we have 2 2/5 as our answer for 4/5 divided by 1/3. Okay, all right, that is all for dividing fractions. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and we can work on it some more. I hope you guys have a great day today.